Hey everyone, welcome to Taste Different Gaming Appetizers. And what are we talking about this time? Unity. Unity announces company reset as it lets go of 265 employees, ends their agreement with Lord of the Rings Visual Effects Studios. So Unity announced another wave of layoff as it ends its agreement with Lord of the Rings VFX Studio as part of the company's reset, according to its current CEO. As reported by Reuters, Unity will dismiss 265 employees, 3.8% of its workforce, due to terminating its agreements with Weta, which it acquired for 1.63 billion in 2021. Or Weta. I don't know how you say it. I guess Weta, Weta, Weta. The company's interim CEO and president, Jim Whitehurst, tells the outlet that more changes are to be expected at Unity to refocus the business, and that while no additions have been finalized, it's clear that we will reduce the number of things we are doing overall. So, this Unity really screwed the pooch on this one. In case you don't remember, and we talked about this before, but Unity had a plan, a plan to charge developers each time their game is installed after a certain threshold was met. And that was met with widespread criticism from developers, players, and other members of the gaming community. Many studios, specifically indie developers, voiced their concerns and frustrations with the new fee, causing Unity to promise changes, but they didn't scrap the plan. Right? So they're still, as far as right now, they're still planning. I think they're restructuring or reworking because they've done messed up. And they're probably going to lose a lot of indie developers. And indie developers is really what made, I feel like, what made Unity the powerhouse it is today. And you might end up losing a lot of your, your development, your those individuals utilizing the engine. Because there are other engines out there, not just Unreal and not just Unity. There are other engines out there. And even though Unity is it seems like a good engine for people to use, this pricing threshold, each time a game is installed, that's just not good for any developers who are trying to make somewhat of a profit. I understand Unity is too, but they've it's a give and take. Check out our video where we talked about this whole plan. But yeah, I mean, it seems like Unity's probably going to be getting rid of a lot of their workforce and restructuring themselves. I doubt they'll get rid of this plan, this pricing plan. It'll probably remain in place. And it's all because they want more profits. They see an instance where they can make more money, and they went for it. To a great disregard. I don't know if Cult Lamb developers are still planning on it, but they were saying, after the first of the year, I believe, because their game is made on Unity, that they were going to basically take their game down, because I don't think this pricing plan is not supposed to start till the beginning of next year or something like that, where they're paying per install. And so they're going to take their game off the marketplace, right? So buy it now, right before that happens, because it's a great game called Land. We did review that one, so you can check it out in our reviews. But it was a really fun game. I enjoyed it. So yeah, I mean, it sucks that in this case, luckily, Weta, it sounds like they're still around, right? Like they're not just like those employees are like looking for jobs. Like they just broke apart from the company, from Unity, because what it did recently announce is working with a publisher, Private Division, to create a cozy and heartwarming Lord of the Rings game called Tales of the Shire. So it sounds like they're still doing good. So that's good. It's just that Unity's breaking off pieces of their, they acquired Weta for 1.63 billion in 2021, and now they just broken that piece off, not owning them anymore. Like, okay, we're done with you, because they it sounds like to me that besides the reset, it sounds like it's more of a, oh no, we've lost a lot of our indie developers, a lot of our partnerships, and so we don't have the money to keep hold of these different divisions, right? I mean, I can't remember the guy's name, but the guy that went in there and did this at the time, maybe it was Jim Whitehurst. No, because that's the intern CEO and president. So it was the guy before that was the CEO and president, which, we talked about it in our other video when we talked about Unity back then when they announced this pricing plan. But he was the same guy that wanted to, who talked about in like a game like Battlefield charging players to reload the clip in their gun, right? Like $2-3. Like you're playing a shooting game, you run out of ammo, and then you got to pay like $2 to put a new clip in, right? It's like that guy, like talking about like that dude, you want to kill a game, that'll kill your game. If you create a Battlefield game or Call of Duty or something, and every time you wanted to reload the gun, you had to pay $2. It's like people just wouldn't play it, right? People just wouldn't play your game. And that's all it is to it. Like people don't just have like an endless amount of funds where they can just buy whatever microtransactions and stuff like that. And that's where things get away from. So when you do stuff like this, where every install, right, and it's to a certain amount, right, a certain threshold has to be hit on sales of the game before that comes into play. But still, once that comes into play, that's every install. Is that they didn't really get in specifics at the time. Was like, is that reinstalls? Is that people that might pirate the game and install it? Is that multiple installs on multiple devices per user, right? Or is it just like when a user installs it? Like if I had the game installed it on my PC, and even though at that point it'd be coming from the same location and I installed it on something else, or maybe if I installed it and then reinstalled the game, uninstalled it and then reinstalled it later on, would that get charged again, right? And that's for developers. It's like, no, we have better solutions or better engines out there. Unity isn't. That's the problem, I think, in this portion for Unity is like Unity, you're not the only one out there, right? If you're the only engine, then developers have no other choice. But you're not the only engine. You're not the only engine for sale, and you're not the only engine that people can use. And so, what our indie developers going to do? Most of them are just going to be like, okay, if that's what you want to do, then we're just going to change, either take our game offline, or we're going to rebuild our game in the new engine and port it over to a new engine, right? Easier said than done, but still they could do that. Or just stop selling the game altogether, or something along those lines, right? And so there you go, right? Or whenever an indie developer makes a game using Unity, once it gets up to, before it meets that threshold, they stop selling the game altogether, right? Oh, we're almost to that threshold. All right, we're going to stop selling the game, and then now we don't get charged, right? And then, so Unity's out either way, right? So all in all, it just hurts Unity, I think, in the long run, and it's bad for Unity to do this. And this is what happens when you try to do things in your bad business practices, right? In your environment, it's a cause and effect type of thing. And now you've got to get rid of, you're going to have layoffs and getting rid of partnerships and things like that. And you really, like, again, talking about the reloading of the clips and charging it, trying to kill a game. It's like, for that guy that was there before, it's like, here, let me show you how to kill a company, right? Not a very, I wouldn't say not a very smart individual. Just looking for a quick buck, really, and it's just bad. When profits are the main thing, right? I mean, I understand as a company you want to make profits, but when that is your central thing, like you're not trying to make make profits as well as make a product that's good for everyone involved, and you're only focused on profits and profits alone, then your product ends up suffering, right? And so does the community, and then the community and that product are no longer supported, and then you kill what you've created, right? When you do stuff like that. So it's yet to be seen what's going to happen with Unity, but come next year, I think it might be surprising to see what happens with Unity in 2024 and how that company progresses from that point on. What they do, if they change course with this this plan, this pricing plan, and if they decide, what they decide to do to save face going forward, right? Or if they just go full bore with the pricing plan and hope for the best, right? And then, we'll see what ends up happening to the company overall as it goes down the line. You could see potentially the end of Unity. I don't know. It just depends on how things go, right? So hard to say, but they've let go of their Weta, the visual effects studio that they had acquired. So that's $1.63 billion wasted. And clearly, I would think they got rid of them because they can't sustain to keep them on anymore, right? To pay them to have the studio there because they've shot themselves in the foot. So good luck out there. But let us know down in the comments, what do you think? What do you think of Unity and Unity's pricing plan? If you're not familiar with, there's a bunch of news out there. Like I said, we have a video where we talked about it and the whole specifics and everything like that. You can check it out in our appetizers playlist. But other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to like the video if you enjoyed this video. Let us let us know down in the comments. Interact with us down in the comments. Let us know what you think. What do you think of Unity? What do you think of the pricing plan? What do you think is going to happen in the future? Leave your thoughts down below. Other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure to subscribe if you're not already. Help us out. Do us a favor. It helps us out a lot if you can subscribe to the channel so we can help our channel grow and get bigger. But otherwise, thanks for watching again. And we'll see you next time.